U15.
We are now live.
Okay, it's now 7:44. Apologize for the late opening. But before we get into our agenda tonight, I'd just like to say a thank you, or I guess a congratulations to some of our hockey teams this weekend and in the last couple of weeks. But say huge congratulations to the U11 Deer Lake Red Wings, won the U11 B Division Tier 2 banner in Gander this past week. And also to the U15 Deer Lake Red Wings, won the U15 Tier 1 A Division banner in Mount Pearl this past week. And that's great news for our minor hockey group, and as well to the town of Deer Lake volunteers and residents. A huge congratulations to our own Deer Lake Red Wings for the winning of the Earl Memorial Championship. I had the privilege to attend those games, 3, 4, and 5 here in Deer Lake. And like so many in the arena, I was truly overjoyed to see the Red Wings to win the Hurler on home ice. It's a big energy into the stadium that night. And the pride in our building and our community that night was outstanding. Council looks forward to working with the Red Wings as they plan their championship celebrations this summer, so the whole community can take part in recognizing their tremendous achievement. Congratulations to the players, coaches, volunteers, and the fans for bringing home the Erder Trophy to Deer Lake. We are very proud of you. And a huge hats off to Darren Langdon, the coach of the Red Wings, and his management staff. A huge thank you and congratulations. Now we're jumping into our agenda. We'll call our meeting to order. It is 7:46. Call the meeting to order, 15:09. I would like to welcome the gallery and the online viewers. Agenda meeting 15:09 in front of you. The agenda for meeting 15:09. Are there any additions to the agenda? Can I please get a mover and a seconder for the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Jones, second by Deputy Mayor. All those in favor? Contrary minded, motion carried. The minutes of 15:08 are presented. Are there any errors or omissions in the meeting from 15:08? If not, can I get a mover and a seconder for those minutes?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald. Second by Councillor Hines. All those in favor? Contrary minded, motion carried. Business arising from the minutes? Hearing none. Correspondence? Hearing none, move right into reports. Finance.
Okay. Our meeting was held as committee as a whole on April 7th. The items are presented in front of you for the agenda. Number 1 for elevator for the annex is just there's a $251 charge to obtain quotes for the ATTA elevators. That's for maintenance and inspection and the elevator. Number 2 for Meridian Engineering for $8,010.09. That's designed for the White Road lift station. Number 3 for Scott's Transport for $11,500. That's the invoice for the storing for the racking. Number 4 for West Coast Glass for $9,941.75. That's the door replacement and locks at the Public Works Depot. Number 5 is U15 AAA female. The donation requests. They're looking at doing an auction of some sort, and so we told them we will give them either the annex to pool or the bowling alley rental, so they can help fundraise for their team. Number 6 for FMA, $52,724.77. The job number is 821401 for the annex, the 2 Hatter Memorial Recreation Complex. The other one is for $1,835.40. Job number 821401, Gymnastics Club at the Hatter Annex. And the other one is $3,588. Job number 821403, And this work was done at the lobby, pool change room area, canteen area, and balance owing. For number 7, for Brook Construction with $29,000, and amount outstanding to be allocated for the deficiencies for various disciplines. Recommend payment also. And number 8 for Scott's Transport for $11,270 for the transport plow truck to be brought to Deer Lake that we purchased. I recommend that we accept the finance report under number 1 to 8 as presented.
Moved by Councillor Jones, second by Deputy Mayor. Any questions on the report?
I just have one, Mayor. I need you to remove my name from the committee as a whole. I wasn't in attendance.
We were thinking about you.
That
Yeah.
that was an error, like we were doing a copy and paste, I think, there from the
Yeah.
last meeting where everyone was in attendance, but we'll make sure for the next public meeting that the minutes were reflected, you were absent.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
Just one more thing. I don't know. There's a question for, but since it's here in the report, is the annex complete now? Are we finally complete?
So this is to do with the deficiency list,
Yeah.
which was the last item. So what happened, we had an itemized list from Fusier Mentionton that put a cash value to each of the deficiencies. So this, I don't know if it's a knock on wood, should finalize that now. This will put an end.
Okay.
So right now, just for council's and the public's awareness, we have a inspection of the building scheduled for the last week of April, because May 15th is our 1-year anniversary of opening the building of substantial completion. So now that these deficiencies will be assigned a dollar value for each of the disciplines, there'll be a final inspection that'll take place, and Fusier mentioned will come, so there
Yeah.
probably will be one more bill
Yeah,
for their visit.
Yep.
But that'll, because I know Glenn and I have our own list, but they will come do their own list to identify warranty work. Because we know a lot of it now is 1-year warranty, so after May 15th, it'll be, the onus be on the town of Deer Lake. So we have to make sure, so Glenn and I have been doing our own reports, but we'll have the engineers in town as well. So I've scheduled off that week, Glenn, of the 27th, because I know Rob mentioned it was away, and he wants to come, and it'll probably be 2 days that we'll do throughout that work, but to answer everyone's questions, that should finalize our dealings with the contractor and the engineer beyond any warranty that comes up with the subs or with suppliers.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, call for the motion. All those in favor?
Right.
Contrary minded, motion carried.
Thank you. And the other one we have there was accounts payable, just for FYIs. Any questions for the accounts payable? No questions? So I'll move
Anybody
that
got
we-
any questions on the accounts payable? Can I get a motion?
So moved?
Moved by Councillor Jones, second by
Second.
Councillor Strangemore. No, any questions? Call for the question. All's in favor?
Right.
Contrary minded, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Now, before we move any further, I missed the correspondence, and there's 4 items of correspondence. Corner Brook and Pulton paper, the environmental progress report of 2025. Again, that's there for information. Next, you have the RCMP Deer Lake District Annual Report. And for those watching online tonight, we had just finished up our meeting with the RCMP tonight. And we had a great meeting, so this is a copy of the annual report. Item 3, the Governor of Newfoundland and Labrador, a memo regarding emergency plan. And number 4, the WRSB, Western Regional Service Board, February Community Newsletter. Again, there for FYI. Okay, moving on from correspondence. Accounts payable done. Public Works.
Okay, on April the 7th, we had a committee of the whole, Public Works, attended that. Mayor Dean Ball was present, Councillor David Hines, Councillor Gary Jones, Councillor Andrew Strangemore, Deputy Mayor Lyndall Smith, Councillor Keith Park, Town Manager Jason Young, Public Works Superintendent Scott Helms, and Director of Public Works David Thomas. So item 1 is Cahill. There was a change order, number 1, for $32,340. So the revised amount from the previous change order, there was actually change order 1 and change order 2, and they wrapped it into just one change order. So it's actually a little bit lower than what was approved before. Change order number 3, there was a third one that came in for $18,922.91. After review, we decided that change order is denied and will be sent back to the consultant. Number 2, fire hydrants. Deer Lake Fire and Rescue has identified an area in the community that requires an additional fire hydrant. So Public Works will review the area for potential new fire hydrant. So we recommend review the road right-of-way to see where a new fire hydrant can be placed. I guess sort of on the intersection of Jewers Lane and Young's Avenue. Number 3, Main Dam Road capital project. So town staff is to conduct a final review of the completed phase of Main Dam Road with the project consultant. It's recommended to complete the final review with the consultant and determine the funding that is left on the project that's been carried over from last year, and how much more the road can be completed with the leftover funds. Number 4, Public Works projects. Basically, we had a water main repair. There was a water main break on Hancock's Road that's been repaired, and spillway lift station upgrades. It's been quite a while waiting for, I guess, some parts to come in for that, and from what we've been told by Public Works, that everything is completed there and working quite well. It's just for your information. So I would like to motion that we accept this report in items 1 to 4.
Okay, moved by the Deputy Mayor, second by
Second.
Councillor Jones. Any questions on the Public Works report? I just like to say, I guess a heads off to our Public Works crew in the last couple of weeks, and major work they've had on the go again in spillway lift station. They got just about a complete overhaul there now, and again we've had some call outs this last couple of weeks. That one's I guess adds off to those guys again. Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? Contrary minded, motion carried. Environment and Housing report.
Our Environment and Housing met on the committee as a whole, April 7th. I wasn't there. It's not on this report, so that's good. Yeah, so items 1 through 5 are just general permits, but I am going to go through them. 17 Riverview Place, chicken coop with 5 chickens, recommend approval. Item number 2, for civic address 2 to 6 Piercy Drive, commercial truck and trailer wash, recommend approval, principal pending approval from Service NL. Item number 3, 8 Pennells Lane, change of use to a retail store, recommend approval, pending Service NL. Item number 4, this is for Incinerator Road. A proponent wants to operate a new quarry in this area. We're recommending approval. And item number
Before you go on to that.
yeah, I'm gonna, okay.
Can we deal with from 1 to 4?
Yeah,
I'll step
I'm gonna,
aside.
so I'm gonna ask you to accept items 1 through 4, with the exclusion number 5.
Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, second by Councillor Strangemore. Any questions on the report? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Deputy Mayor, can you take number 5? I'm going to step outside and declare conflict of interest. Okay. Floor is yours.
Is the seat warm?
It's warm. It's warm. So, yeah, so please, Jack, number 5.
Yeah. So, continue on with item number 5. This is for 38 Reeds Lane, a permit to build a new storage building. We approve in principle pending service and approval. I asked council to accept the item number 5 of the Environmental Housing Report.
You can motion like that?
Yep.
Okay, do we have any, we got a motion, do we have a second?
Right here. Yeah.
Any questions or concerns? Nothing at all? Okay, so, yeah. We're good for that. Oh, yeah. All in favor? Me as well. All right, motion
Thank you.
carried.
And just while we're waiting for the mayor to return, I'll just update all the council and the public and why you see so many of these recommended approval pending Service NL. The municipality is part of the approval process for Service NL. We don't inspect any of these commercial buildings for fire and life safety or accessibility, but it is required that the town grants permission for the process to occur. So that's why you see in the minutes, we have to approve in principle because it allows the process to continue to the next step, where the fire commissioner's office, Service NL, and all these departments will get involved for commercial buildings. So the town is not passing the buck, is more or less, it's not really in our realm to do any of these commercial buildings. We deal mostly with residential, and Service NL and the fire commissioner's office takes care of that. So it's just a little bit of FYI when you see that constantly showing up in some of our reports.
Thank you, council and deputy mayor. Moving on to the recreation report.
Yes, we met on April 7th as a committee of a whole. All council members were in attendance except for Councillor Fitzgerald, CAO Jason Young, Rec Director Glenn Wiseman. So I just got 2 items as a FYI. Item number 1, I guess, is Crane's Corner Playground. So we received a letter expressing concerns about illegal activities occurring near the playground. That's at the corner of 5th Avenue and Hancock's Road. So in response, the committee and council want to assure community members that they have reached out to the RCMP and the Town of Deer Lake's municipal enforcement officer, and we've requested additional patrols to address the concerns raised in the residents' letter. And item number 2, again, is just a FYI, but the Rec Committee did send a letter to the drive-through food establishments operating in Deer Lake, requesting their assistance in reducing the amount of litter accumulating in the area. So businesses were encouraged to place trash cans at the end of their parking lot so that customers could dispose of used food wrappers and such refuse before heading onto the streets of Deer Lake. The Town of Deer Lake is seeking the cooperation of these businesses to help keep our community clean and beautiful. So those are just 2 FYIs, and I ask that you guys accept the minutes as presented.
Moved by Councillor Ryan, second by deputy mayor. Any questions, comments?
I just have a comment, I guess, for item number 2. As we just met with the RCMP, I would just like to tell residents to be more encouraged to let the RCMP know what Councillor Hines just said. I just want to reiterate exactly what they're saying is let them know when you see something. I know we don't want to get involved, but if we're going to keep everything safe, please let them know.
It's a good point. Again, hats off to the committee for bringing that forward. And again, like we just met with the sergeant here in Deer Lake, and Crime Stoppers is also an option in case somebody didn't want to get personally involved. Crime Stoppers, and I think you'll see a presence of signs and phone numbers around town in the near future. So, as Councillor Hines and Councillor Fitzgerald just said, don't be afraid to make a phone call, please. We can't ask enough, I guess, that it's when communities get involved and make those comments, and make those phone calls can help save neighborhoods and potentially save lives. You can just pick up the phone and make that call. And again, hats off to the committee for bringing that forward, and our hats off to our local RCMP department. That expires our agenda. Anything else that anybody want to add before we close this meeting off?
I think you need a
Yeah.
vote there, Mayor. You need a vote on recreation.
Yeah. Well, it's all FYI, so.
There you go.
We have a mover and a seconder, right?
Yes.
All those in favor? Thank you. Motion carried. You got a comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up, we've advertised today, we're looking for a new economic development officer, town planner, so that's available on our Facebook website and Career Beacon. You'll see it on a couple other ads. Closes on May 1st. You brought up, Mayor, in correspondence about the emergency plan preparedness, so the province has been very gracious. They're going to work with us on a community safety and well-being coordinator. So that's something we're going to work on over the next couple of weeks to have this a one-year term go out to help us. I mean, that's a live document that you look at all the time anyway, but we want to make sure, and working with the RCMP, that we get out speaking to community groups to find out, you know, any gaps that may be there in the plan that we kind of want to work on and make sure the residents feel safe and a sense of well-being here in the community. We've also been very gracious from the province. We did receive $22,500 from the Fire Smart community program. So we'll be working with Deer Lake Fire Rescue to put off a community event probably in late June, just to make people aware of what you can do with your own property to be fire ready, because we do know we live in a heavily forested area, and it is something that we had to be mindful of because this snow will melt. And it will be dry during the summer months, and we need to be ready for forest fire season.
Great job, Jason, thank you. All right, no other comment, then we'll call this meeting adjourned at 8:11.